5-star and T-Bone up in here. Let's get this party started.
Oh, we the Big Easy Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we the Big Easy Mafia. Oh, we the Big Easy Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh, we the Big Easy Mafia. Stand up, get crunk, make noise. About to go down for a black and gold ball. We ready, jam tight, no bluff. Saints are like the winter ring, got a handcuff. Yeah. Beating down your block, Crescent City cloth in the air. Ask me if I'm a fan, I said hell yeah. Big Easy Mafia is what I be.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another edition of Down South Sports Tonight. Man, we got a show tonight. We got plenty of topics to dive into. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in my co-host. Them people, y'all all know him. The voice of reason. I call him the voice. What's up, Mr. Dave Robin?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's been kind of a crazy October, man. I mean, my Cubs get knocked out the playoffs. Saints look like shit. Pelicans are 0-4. We got monkeys running out on I-55 free. I don't know, bro. It looks like a scene from Project X, man. I don't know. Where's Matthew Broderick when you need him?
I thought Pancho would bring up the monkeys, but let us see if he does. The hard truth himself. What's up, Pancho?
Man, what's going on, man? You know, changes are coming. You know, they coming all over the place. They coming in the professional level, the college level. Man, we just need one at the basketball level. We got it from all different ways, man. So hopefully the basketball coach changing is coming pretty soon. Also,
I thought you were talking about the monkeys.
Man, the monkeys are entertainment at the time, man.
Oh God!
Hey, look, it's like that movie Project X, and like some of these Generation Z folks are like, "Oh, Project X, you mean the house party movie with the dudes when their parents are out of town?" I said, "Man, no, not that weak shit. No, dude.
You ain't lying.
I'm telling you, look, HIV monkeys on the interstate,
plane, bro.
make the HIV monkeys on the interstate is better than the flying bullets right now. So look,
Oh yeah.
I'll take them. I'll take the
Yeah,
monkeys over the bullets.
The monkeys have AIDS?
Oh yeah, they got AIDS and they got
I thought they
COVID.
just had COVID. I thought you were gonna see a bunch of monkeys running around like
Man, they got all kind of shit, bro.
Well, let's talk about it. It's the topic of Louisiana. It's actually the top of New Orleans. Let's talk about it. Dave, quarterback change. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is I've been waiting for this shit the whole season, man. And everybody says, "Oh man, you're a Rattler hater." I said, "No, bro. I'm just looking at it in a realistic approach. You don't draft a guy number 40 overall with all those needs if you didn't plan on giving him a look." I think they tried their best to go with Spencer Rattler as long as he allowed them to do so. I mean, he wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good enough. You know what I mean? So I think the timing was right. You have to look at Tyler Shuck before next April's draft. So, look, dude, and when he came in the game, I see people already hating on him on comments on certain sites. I'm like, dude, this kid's getting his feet wet in the NFL. It's going to take games. I don't want to see everybody overreact. Hey, he has a bad game or two. Give this kid time. Remember, Rattler had, 15 games now, and we won just one of them. So give Tyler Shuck that same, time appropriation. Let this guy learn. Let him, get himself acclimated to the pro game. I mean, I saw some good things. He looks downfield. He gets rid of the ball quick. He throws a good ball. He was a little bit long on one throw or two, but I mean, the kid's looking to make plays, and it seems like he really reads defenses, judged by the pre-snap, calls that he's making, and he's quick going to a spot. He's not searching. He knows where he wants to go with the football.
Pancho, you think this was the right decision?
This decision should have came after the bye week. I think Rattler should have still went in this week, at least still a starter, and gave the bye weeks following this week. So I would have definitely prepared Shuck at that point in time. Now, what you're getting right now, you can't. What are you going to really get out of this rookie behind this line at the end of the day? Your rookie quarterbacks that are number one picks aren't really panning out as of today. Your Caleb Williams, I mean, Jaden Daniels is hurt on the sidelines right now. Just if you don't have the right pieces in place, a rookie quarterback isn't going to make you better all of a sudden. I understand you want to see some progression, but the pieces still have to be in place. And we don't have those pieces right now.
I would agree with that. I mean, I agree with you. You hit the nail on the head, Pancho. I think they should have done this in a bye week. Give the guy a full 2 weeks to prepare for the team, see what you got, take the starting reps with the ones. You agree with that, Dave?
Man, look, I'm okay because, I mean, to me, it's never going to be a perfect scenario. I mean, yeah, you're going to go face, Verse and Young and those guys on the defense. You got a really prolific offense over there with Stafford and Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua. We know all about those guys. I mean, I don't know, dude. I think whatever situation you're in, it's the NFL. You got to get thrown into wolves at some point. I think this was the fact that it's happening now and not the bye week. I mean, I agree that you don't have the horses. I do think the offensive line's been much better this year, though, than last year.
Just hear my thinking out. So you're going to go in there with Stafford, Puka, like you need McConkey, these guys, right?
Yeah.
Not McConkey, but Puka. Mm-hmm. And you're going to go, and they're going to go up, 14-0, 21-0. And then Shuck is going to have to do what at this point in time? Hand the ball off?
I'm looking at him I'm not really looking at...
Because Stafford is going to put it on the Saints real quick and easy in the first quarter. And then you're going to be playing catch-up. You can't be playing catch-up with Shuck at the helm. That's just my thinking.
I don't think you're looking for wins, though. It's like a pitcher in baseball. If I see a guy give up a few runs, I want to see what he did. I want to see, was he in the zone? Was he mostly working down in the zone? Like for a quarterback,
you still have to play to win the game. You still have to play to win the game. Right? You still have you're playing to win the game at the end of the day.
Listen, Tyler Shuck's not going to take a team with one of the worst rosters, probably the worst roster, top to bottom in the league, and all of a sudden beat the Rams. I mean, anybody that goes in and saying, "Hey, if Shuck doesn't win, he goes."
Dave, I mean,
Dave, mediocre performance.
Dave, you quick to say with a worst roster. I'm not disagreeing with you, but let me. You brought a great subject up to me. I didn't realize how high the Saints defense is ranked.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, I think I made that. Look, man, I take my L's, bro. I take my L on Sam Darnold. I take my L on Nacua coming back to reality. But I will take my victory lap on Brandon Staley because I said, hey, this dude, I think the defense there's not a lot of new names. But at the same time, I said, hey, I like the scheme that he brings, his past track record. I got a feeling it's going to be the best Saints defense in the last few years since Drew left. And, I mean, dude, we've been a bottom-tier defense, which everybody likes to overlook. Everybody always talks about Derek Carr, Spencer Rattler, or whoever. But the defense has been dog shit the past few years. I mean, we've been ranked between 28 and 32 for the past few seasons. This year, they are actually like the 15th ranked defense in yards per game right now. So I think the defense is coming along. They're a lot closer than the offense right now.
Go ahead, Boncho.
Closer to what?
Closer to being respectable. Like, I mean, if you're ranked 15th, that's not terrible. You're average right now in defense.
I mean, we're not shooting for average at this point, are we?
No, I mean, but you got it. When you go, okay, so here's my thing. It's like, sports, business, whatever.
How do you get better?
How do you get better? I'm up to 15.
How do you turn 15 into 4?
Okay, no, but I jumped 14 spots basically where I finished last year. If I can keep this up, so I mean, I'm taking that every day of the week. If I could.
And how did you do that through the draft?
What's that?
How did you get better through the draft or what?
I think you got better. I think you loaded. I think you found some pieces in the draft with Sanker, Riley. But I think the big thing is the scheme change. I think the 3-4 fits guys like Carl Granderson and Chase Young a lot better. I think Granderson and Young have a chance to be one of the best tandems in the league. We're seeing it from Chase Young.
So you like seeing Granderson out in coverage?
No, I mean, but the 3-4 linebackers, it's kind of you're getting them more times than not. They're rushing the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But Granderson can. It's funny. Oddly enough, he's actually held his own a little bit on the outside on the run and in short pass coverage. But that's an old 3-4 scheme, dude. The Saints played that with the Dome Patrol. You had Ricky Jackson and Pat Swillen on each side. I'm not saying Chase Young and Carl Granderson are going to be those guys, but I think that's the strength of your defense, honestly. And I think you still have DeMario. Pete's playing better than what people give him credit for. I think the corners, I think McKinstry and, what's his name? We were just talking about Riley, Sanker, Justin Reed. I think your secondary is not that bad. Like, I'm not saying it's a perfect fit, but you got to add another impact player next April, maybe free agency. But you're building a foundation, guys. I think you're building something on defense.
He said, Shane, I wanted to bring up some comments if you want to, Pancho, you can read them. You mean you can't learn nothing from being on the bench. That's what Lance, says.
Right.
Lance Falls, he says that. And then Shane says you make a switch.
Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers tells me different, dog. I mean, that's all I can tell you.
What do you mean?
They learn the world sitting on the bench.
No, but look at Jackson Dart. Look at Drake May. I mean, there's a lot
of Dart's still in the air right now, dog. He lost to the Saints, the worst team in the league, bro. Come on. I mean, don't give the man all the credit in the world right now. He did lose to the New Orleans Saints this year.
No, Dart, let's be real. If we go back to that game real quick, since you brought it up, I want to bring it up.
I'm just stating facts,
No,
though.
but
What's the
in the
record
first two
say?
drives of that game, I don't care.
What's the
Everybody
record
that ever-
say? That's all I'm telling you right there.
Hold on, give me 30 seconds on that take real quick. The first two drives of that game, everybody in the Superdome was like, why did we not draft this guy? What happened to him was Cam Scatterboo fumbled inside the 10. Darius Slayton fumbled inside
We
the
fumbled
35.
too, bro.
He did fumble, but I'm saying, but the point I'm trying to say is he threw 2 interceptions that game as well. But my thing was this, one interception was on 4th down, but that changed the whole outlook of the game. He was going up double digits if Scatterboo holds on and scores right there on that drive. Slayton, I think.
Well, I'm not knocking Dort. I'm not giving him. I'm not giving him the crown right now, dude. Like you giving him all his flowers right now, bro.
Listen, to Spencer Rattler, that's the only team he's beat, and it's a rookie quarterback in his first road start, and we had to get 5 turnovers to do it. Jackson Dart's already beat the Chargers. He's beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, we're talking about 2 Super Bowl contenders. He lost to us. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles.
So, Dev,
he's got nobody there. You're talking about no weapons.
Are you saying if everything was different today, you would take back the pick of the lineman and take Dart?
No, I would have still drafted Kelvin Banks. I mean, we go back to the draft show. That was my thing the whole time. You had to get Jackson Dart somehow, but drafting Banks made a lot of sense because he's playing good ball, and you needed to address the line. But to me, you could have came back in the first, just like the Giants did. There's a thing I'm gonna put on our page later. If you go look at the worst thing the Saints did in the draft to me in the last few years was possibly making that deal for Olave in 22. You make that deal when you didn't even know who your freaking quarterback was. You had Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton in the quarterback room. You go this draft, you're desperately needing a quarterback. You got this kid sitting right in front of your face who supposedly had these great meetings with Kellen Moore and the Saints. He looks the part, dude. He did it in the toughest conference. This dude was money in college.
Yeah.
He's staring you in the face. All you got to do is trade a couple picks to go get him. No first-round picks were given up to get Jackson Dart. We could have did the same thing the Giants did with Houston moving into that spot, and we failed miserably because we have a horrible freaking general manager. I mean, I would take Dart 100 times out of 100 in this draft. I hope Shuck is the man, but I would have took Dart before any of these quarterbacks.
You make a great point. Where Shuck got drafted at, you could have easily moved up in that position and took him.
I mean, that's all. Look at what the Giants gave up. Look at what the Giants gave up to get Dart, a franchise potential quarterback, versus what we paid to give up to like the 45th best receiver in football. Right?
I mean, I really can't. I mean, I'm with Pancho also though that you can't really. We're gonna have to really look at this draft 2 years.
I'm gonna say this, bro. I think you need to have the.
If you go back, because I said it, I'm not. Listen, I'll admit when I'm wrong 100%. But on this show about last year, I said I thought Drake May in the end would probably be the best quarterback to come out of that draft.
Yeah.
And
he might be.
This is where I'm at, though. So to me, if you're building, there's only a few. There's guys you can count on one hand that you can build your team around, and then there's probably you can count on your hands and toes how many teams the team builds around the team and it brings in a quarterback. Like you got the Steelers, you got the Indianapolis Colts, you got other teams that make that happen. I don't think we're a model where we don't have that quarterback, Pat Mahomes, where you can just throw in the mix. Right. 49ers, they have a team and they throw a quarterback in the mix. We need to build the team first, I think, because there's not a quarterback sitting out there that you can build a whole team around, as in Pat Mahomes, Allen, Joe Burrow. So you let's get these pieces in place. That's why I say let's acquire the draft picks, just like the New England Patriots just acquired 2 picks in this week just by trading guys that are sitting on the bench or assets that maybe a contract was coming and they didn't want to invest the money there. They'd rather take a pick. Yeah. So let's do that with the DeMario and the Cams and the AKs. Let's get these picks in a house to where we can start building this team and maybe strike rich with a Daniel Jones type guy that's out there, and we could just plug and play with everybody else.
But the realistic issue is, I mean, come on, Dave. We're not going to see that many trades of a team that dramatically in one day.
I mean, I think Buffalo gets a wide receiver. I think they have to. They've really.
If we give them Olave or Shaheed, boom, send them over there. Let's go.
I'm hearing Shaheed. I'm not hearing Olave at all.
See, to me, my thing that scares me is they're going to do this thing with Olave. I could see it's coming because Mickey Loomis will make asinine decision and tumbling dickweed decision after another, and it's going to happen, dude. I got a bad feeling they're going to bring back Olave on a stupid contract.
Dave, unfortunately, you and Pancho's nightmares might come true because the word on the street is that Olave might be the highest paid receiver the Saints ever paid.
No, if he gets more money than Michael Thomas, then there should be an investigation.
I mean, they said it's upwards of $100 million, 4 years.
If somebody gives that dude listen, I will go to Mickey Loomis's place and we'll do the podcast live, and I will have to interview that dude. If he calls security on me, so be it. It's got to get done because that would be worse than his Jamal Williams signing, his Cesar Ruiz extension, the Olave trade on draft day.
Well, the same Ruiz is up for trade. I don't know who's going to give up. Somebody out there is going to need a guard, and hopefully we can get rid of Ruiz in that contract. And that's where I'm at. Let's start dumping this money, dog, and let's get assets. And I'm on board. My money is invested. I am a season ticket holder, and I still go to games as of last game and watch that the debacle. Man, let's get younger, and I'm invested.
To me,
You know,
to me, Dave and Pancho, the signal you'll be sending to your young quarterback who's now the starter, if you start taking away his pieces, you're kind of handicapping the kid to me.
Let me ask you this, though, real quick. Do you guys think that this is a plan? And listen, maybe I'm not – Mickey's been horrible, but maybe Kellen Moore come to Mickey with some ideas at some point and said, hey, look, when are we talking about the Shuck takeover? Let's do it around the trade deadline week. And I'm just saying, let's be real. What if some guys that he's worked with more often? Pancho always talks about reps with the ones and twos. You got more chemistry with that group. What if you start getting the Devon Velays, the Mason Tiptons in there? Listen, I'm not so sure that Chris Olave and Shaheed are any better than Devon Vele and Mason Tipton. We don't know.
Listen, we can't. You talking about taking pieces away from young Shuck. So when young Dart came up and young Malik Neighbors went out with an ACL, he's out for the season. Somebody's got to step up, dog. It's just we don't sit on each other's shoulder and cry and say,
all the excuses for Rattler. Look at all the excuses for Spencer Rattler that were made. Look at what Jackson Dart has had, and look at his numbers versus Rattler. It's like night and day difference. Yards per game, touchdowns to interceptions.
I mean, play for play on the roster, they have a better roster.
I mean, they might have a better. I mean, it's not by that much though. You take Malik Neighbors away. I mean, that's a big part of it. I mean, offense, you got Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton. That's actually a receiving core that our shithead guys might be better than. You know what I mean?
I just don't. But Dave, you don't see what I'm talking about. Is if you start breaking these pieces apart, like Pancho was talking about trading linemen. I'm saying you're handicapping a young rookie, man.
I think, but I'm saying, but Richie, why not? He doesn't have any chemistry with Chris Olave. He has no chemistry with Shaheed. That's what I'm saying. He's practicing with guys like Mason Tipton and Devon Vele. I'm not so sure those guys are that far off from Chris Olave and Shaheed because I see two guys that can't catch a cold out there.
They're not that far off, Dave. You don't have teams calling.
Did we not see Juwan Johnson drop 2 or 3 passes this last past game again?
I saw a ball that Shuck threw that went right past his head that he wasn't even looking for in the end zone. It would have been his first career touchdown. I don't know what was going on in that play.
So I mean,
he didn't even trying to look for the ball. The ball sailed right by him. I mean, if he sticks his arms up, it's a touchdown.
And you can't give Juwan Johnson to a team for anything. And he's on our
like Ruiz. I'm telling you,
he's on our roster for $30 million for the next 3 years. You get what I'm saying?
That's got to be one of the worst signings in the last 10 years for the Saints to give that guy 30. That's his.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Everybody hated the Derek Carr thing. I can name 10 things that Mickey's done far worse than Derek Carr since Drew Brees and Sean Payton walked out the building.
He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything to deserve that contract.
Who's that? No, I mean Carr didn't, but I'm saying, but Carr's contract was nowhere near as bad as some of these other moves. These other moves have crippled us way worse.
Dave, I was talking about Juwan Johnson. He didn't do
Juwan is like the 30th best tight end in football, and he's getting paid like a top 6 or 8 tight end. I mean, I don't understand it at all. And with all the young tight ends that's come out the past
same thing with Taysom. We got $16 million to Taysom this year, and he touches the ball twice a game. I mean, give me some break here, dog. You paying this guy $16 million to touch the ball twice?
This is the last year of his contract.
Dave's been a Taysom Hill supporter, but Dave will even say that money's that's not matching up with
Look, if Taysom's contract looked like 3 more years with $15 million attached to it each year, then I'd have a problem with it. But he's in his last year of his contract. I think, honestly, we talk about, so we have the conversation about guys being taken away, right? We're saying, hey, we can't take these pieces away from Tyler Shuck. That's your best fucking piece right there is Taysom Hill.
Listen, Dave, so we had Taysom the last 3 years. 3 years was $34 million. Mm-hmm. Did you get $34 million out of Taysom the last 3 years?
I got more out of Taysom than I have.
Did you get $34 million out of Taysom the last 3 years?
I mean, to me,
No,
I
no,
would say
no,
yes.
no.
I would. I mean,
He was injured this year. He's injured out three-quarters of last year. He was injured the year before that. Come on, dog. Come
no,
on,
listen. I mean,
seriously.
to me, here's my
$34 million.
thing. I got more from Taysom Hill in
Dave,
6 games than I
Dave,
have
I
a
don't,
whole
I
season
don't,
of some of these other guys.
you gotta kind of agree with Pancho. He's got good points right there.
No,
I'm
but
not a
here's my thing,
Taysom
but here's my
hater.
thing.
I'm not a Taysom. I'm just saying you
It's-
didn't use Taysom for what the money was worth. You're never going to get the bang for the bargain. That's why I'm saying Sean Payton would use him 5 times more than what this current and past regime would use him at. Sean Payton would let Taysom touch the ball probably 12 to 15 times a game. We let him touch it twice.
Let me ask you this: why
Go
aren't
ahead,
the
Richie.
Saints? Why aren't the Saints reaching out to Denver maybe and seeing send it, get what you can for them?
Well, I mean, if Sean Payton wants to give you something for him, then you take it. But here's my thing, man, and he may. I mean, Taysom Hill might put them over the top. I mean, Sean Payton might.
Like, to me, why wouldn't you put him on the Chiefs instead of Pat Mahomes trying
I
to
don't know. I don't know.
get the third and ones or the fourth and ones out of a shotgun? You could put Taysom Hill under there and let him go. I mean,
No, I mean, listen, I agree. I mean, he could definitely be if he's
like
healthy.
he's worth more to a team in that position than what he's doing on the Saints sideline and just running left to right and is just a fucking decoy. That's he doesn't, not even decoy, because he doesn't touch the ball to be a fucking decoy. Like Reggie was the biggest decoy in the league, but Reggie did touch the ball 10 to 15 times a game.
Hey.
The other 40 plays, he was just running around.
Dave, before you go, the Oilman said the New Orleans sports is poo with Loomis error forward. Oh my lord,
it's horrible right now, dude. It's bad. I mean, I will say this about Taysom though, real quick before we get into how bad the sports. And I know there's another team or two that we got to talk about that's so piss poor right now as well. But the thing with Taysom to me is, the first few years out of Taysom, you got exceptional value. You got tremendous value. So, I mean, to me, listen, the guy gets in his mid-30s. He has some injuries. He plays too damn hard.
What's up, Kenny?
My thing is this. If Taysom could go win a Super Bowl and we get a 5th-round pick for him, I'd do it. But I do believe that Taysom is very valuable if he stays here. Look, we don't really save anything because he's already halfway through his last year of his deal, right? So we're not really saving money. It's not like he has 3 more years ongoing on a contract. I would get rid of the guys who have future years, if that makes any sense. I'm not worried about anybody whose contract's expiring. I'm worried about
Richie,
Chris Olave.
Owning a business, how long do you keep putting money into a product that's not bringing you any revenue back in? You know what I'm saying? Like you keep dumping money into Taysom, and like you're not getting the product out of it. You're not getting production out of it.
He's going to be a free agent. Like, what's the point? Why would you cut him now? You don't save anything. Like
I'm not saying cut him. At this point,
you're going to go sign on the street in week 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's either more valuable to you or you draft it. Like, you're not cutting him.
I think the problem is, and y'all know this more than me, I think the problem is his salary's so high right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying, Richie. Right now, the cap is meaningless. We're halfway through a season. The cap will mean something next, off season.
No, I mean a team taking on.
Oh no, I mean at this point, if we're not using Taysom Hill, but 5% of the time, then we should be using him probably.
And I don't know if that was his health. If he's telling, hey, I can't go only so many snaps right now, or if that's Kellen Moore and Doug Nussmeier failing miserably at getting him involved. I think these guys are good play callers. I think they're good at keeping defenses off balance. I think they need to use Taysom Hill. I mean, look, he caught the first pass.
I mean, he's a good gimmick.
He ran for a first down, and he doesn't touch the ball again.
Let's put it this way: Taysom is an awesome gimmick for a winning team. He does no good on a losing team. He does. There's no surprise there. There's nothing there, dog. It's just like, okay, Taysom got 3 yards. Okay, good job. And that's where we at with it,
The Chris Olave thing, the Chris Olave trade is one that could hurt your franchise for years to come. Taysom Hill won't hurt our team for years to come, if that makes any sense. Chris Olave, if you give $100 million to that guy, that's going to hurt you.
Dave, is it the Chris Olave money? What I mean by this is if they give it, if it's fair, it's fair, and they give him and he's market value. If they give him market value for his position, is that fair?
I mean, market value for where? Being like the 30th
15 million a year. 15
How much?
million a year. 15 million a year.
I mean, if he comes, okay. So here's the thing too. I don't know if you guys heard about that too. Have you heard his agent said he's willing to kind of play ball with the Saints, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's telling me that his agent's already talking to other prospective teams.
I'll give you.
And I know
I'll
you
give
can't
a-
tamper,
I'll give-
but he's gauging interest. Trust me, he is.
I'll
They
give
can't
you a
tamper
guy-
with
I'll give
him,
you a guy
but he
comparable-
knows what the market is, and he doesn't think Olave is going to get that.
I'll
market
give you a
value.
guy comparable to him, and you may say Devontae Smith's better than Olave.
Oh, he's light years better than Chris
I
Olave.
don't think so, but Levante.
Oh yeah.
Devontae Smith? Oh yeah, like Devontae Smith
Devontae's
could be there
getting
with one
25
leg, and I'd probably
Devontae's
take
getting
him.
Devontae's getting $25 million a year right now.
How much?
$25 million.
That's what he's getting. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say that's worth it more than Chris Olave. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, Devontae Smith's in a different category of Chris Olave.
Well,
Devontae Smith is the fourth
Listen,
fifth weapon on that offense.
Listen, it's
No,
fantasy
Devontae
football.
Smith's
Listen,
pretty damn good.
I'll give
Devontae
you-
Smith? Are we
since-
talking about the same player?
Since you said, look, listen, since you said Devontae's light years ahead, I will give you an analogy, but it's a fantasy analogy, and I understand it's fantasy football. I start Olave every week over Devontae Smith.
Well, Richie, because he's going to get catches, so he's going to get 9
Well,
catches for
Dave,
60
you gotta
yards.
look
That's
at
not
that.
winning you football games.
You got to look at that.
No, but Richie, I don't because it doesn't translate to winning. Jarvis Landry had 105 catches for the Browns, who won like 3 games. Just because you have a lot of catches with no touchdowns and a low yards per catch, that's not doing anything for me. That's just telling me Spencer Rattler throws a bunch of checkdowns because he doesn't read the defense particularly well.
I'm just saying.
It's about production on the field and not production in fantasy. It's two different worlds, bro. So I mean, that's my thinking.
I'm looking at numbers
They
here.
don't go hand in hand.
Dave, and my Devontae Smith thing is, I'm saying Devontae Smith is a fifth on a pecking order on that offense.
I don't think
Not
he's a
saying
fifth.
that's a
I would say
bad-
like the third. I would say like the third option.
Jalen Hurts is the first. You guys,
No, I mean, your quarterback. I don't consider your quarterback your first.
he gets how many touchdowns does Jalen Hurts get you?
himself.
Do you know the number one target?
How many touchdowns does Jalen Hurts get you?
Do you know?
No,
the number
I
one target?
get that, but I'm
That's,
saying,
but he's taking so you got Saquon, him, AJ Brown, you got the tight end, Dennis Devontae. So
no.
now if you put
Goddard means less
Devontae,
than
listen,
them.
now if you put Devontae on a different team, I think he makes him better because
you got
again,
it.
he has
Devontae's
that
the number
talent.
one on at least 8 to 10 teams in this
You're
league.
both-
Olave's
you're
not a
both-
number one on any roster.
Dave,
And I
you're both-
agree.
Hey, Dave, wait a minute. You're both wrong because Dallas Goedert is the most targeted guy on that team.
Listen.
That's what I'm telling you. I said the tight end was the fourth, and then Devontae's the fifth. Now on that team, I'm saying you put Devontae on a team without many targets. I think Devontae's numbers gets better and his production gets better,
Oh, of course,
and it becomes.
yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying. On a different team,
yeah.
he's way better than Olave because Olave
he's
is
putting up better
on.
numbers than Olave right now, and he's the number 2 or number 3 option many weeks. I mean, he had 95 catches for 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns in his second year in the league. Olave's never had a year like that. The following year, 81
Okay, well let me
catches,
let
1,000
me
yards, 7
let me
touchdowns.
let me ask you this, Dave. A guy comparable to Olave, is Brian Thomas Jr. better than Olave?
Oh, not even close. I would take Brian. I would sell my soul to
Brian
make that
Thomas is
trade.
about to get benched. He's about to get benched.
Hey,
His own
bring
time.
him. Hey, let him be on our bench, dude. I'll take him right now. They could have Olave our second next
He's
year.
having a
I'll do it.
horrible year, Dave. He's having a horrible year.
But why is the reason? What's the reason behind that? There's got to be something wrong because the guy don't go from that dominant to that shitty. So I'm looking at coaching. I'm looking at something's going on with the play calling.
It's the quarterback. Yeah, I mean, it's quarterback play.
He just didn't forget how to play football. You know?
They was playing some terrible football, man. The Jags. They were playing bad football. All right, even with the record, they were playing bad football.
I don't.
Well, they're
I
a little
think-
sloppy.
Listen, I'm not saying Olave is an elite. I'm not. But I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of bad quarterback play, and then Olave is not an elite. I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. The quarterback plays a little bit of a problem, but I mean,
Because if you
obviously
tell
it's
me
a
you
problem.
trade a guy, listen, I'm only using this analogy.
Mhm.
If you tell me you traded Chris Olave to Buffalo, and he becomes instantly the number one target for Josh Allen,
He probably will.
He probably will. I mean, there's nobody
Well, that's
there.
not a good look. That's not a good look for us, Dave.
No, but Richie, I take it because a trade's not supposed to be designed to screw over the other side. A trade's supposed to work for both sides. They need a number one receiver. We need to not pay him $100 million because he's not worth that. We need that
So
second
you're
round
telling
pick,
me
whatever they're willing to give us.
you think the offensive weapons for the Bills is that bad to where Olave becomes the number one target?
The wide receiver spot is. I mean, dude, you got
Really?
Keon. Yeah, oh yeah, dude. I mean, Keon Coleman has been a bust.
Listen, the
He's not
first and second
bad.
game of the season, Olave would have been the best receiver on the Chiefs. I mean, come on.
I mean, look, the Giants keep talking about they want to give Jackson Dart more weapons going forward. I'd trade him to the Giants. I mean, because
All
let's
right.
be real, the
Okay,
Bills
well,
might go after Calvin Ridley or Jacoby
you brought-
Myers.
I'm glad you brought that up, Pancho, because do you think Olave's better than Xavier Worthy?
I'd
At
say
this
maybe
point,
yeah on
yes.
that one, but he's
Yeah,
not
I
better
would
than
give
Rasheed
yes.
Rice.
So Xavier Worthy is going to be wanting a new contract, so they're not going to give him $25 million.
Hell
a
no,
year?
they're not giving
No.
Xavier Worthy that money. They got
No.
Rasheed
They
Rice.
are. I think
No.
they will.
Rasheed
No.
Rice is like, why does Worthy get all this hype when Rasheed Rice is clearly the best receiver on that team? It's not even remotely-
And then you got Kelsey's the second, if not
I
the
mean,
first
Chelsea
best.
could be 40 and better than what Xavier Worthy is as far as
Yes.
catching the football. I mean, Xavier Worthy to me is like he's a good piece. He's a piece of an offense. He's a gadget player. He's not a go-to every.
Yeah, you're not spending your money there.
He's
You're not
a
spending your money
he's
there.
He's a Jameson Williamson like in Detroit.
No, he's not Jameson Williams.
I think
Jameson
I'd
Williams.
give Jameson Williams an edge there. Yeah.
Yeah, Jameson Williams, Devontae Smith, the same guy. I would put
No
them
way.
as-
No, come on now. No.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Here's a better question. Okay, there's a good question. If the listeners, people watching, that's a better comparison. Jameson Williams versus Chris Olave, because to me, Devontae Smith's like in a different stratosphere.
Jameson Williams, Devontae Smith. You got Ryan Williams that's in Alabama right now. They all the same prototype guy. They above and beyond. They're some special creatures, man.
You think Ryan Williams is a special? You need to go check out that boy in Ohio State.
Ohio State's gonna have a big time receiver coming out. Yeah.
Ryan Williams is 17, bro, and he's about to turn 18, bro, and he's already in the limelight, dog. I don't know.
Jeremiah Smith is pretty special in Ohio
Well,
State.
I'm not saying A and B. I'm just saying I just state the fact. I mean, Devontae is kind of that Antonio Brownish.
Yeah.
Right? You get what I'm saying? He finds the holes deep. He takes the catch. He makes the catches that most receivers don't want to go across the middle. Unlike Olave, alligator arms, fucking everything across the middle. Man, his pass game.
Remember this shit from he's done this for every quarterback. I mean, he.
If they got a defender within 3 yards, he ain't catching that motherfucking ball, dog.
Dude, the ball that Tyler Shuck threw him on a sideline, that's Michael Thomas there. That's a catch, dude. I mean, he's got to go he cannot win a 50-50 ball to save his life.
All right, guys. Well, people are talking about it. Let's dive into it.
Mm-hmm.
Pelicans talk is up and running. Oilman just said trade Zion. It is wild out there. Dave, what is going on with your Pelicans, man?
I think, listen, man, I think you got 9. I think they said 9 new players on the roster, so there is some turnover. This is still a really young team.
Smitty style.
No, so they got younger, right? They got younger. They moved on from C.J. McCollum and Brandon Ingram. I think that was the right move. I love the draft with Fears and Queen, but right now there's a lot of things going on, and here's my problem. I think this dude's a genuine person. I think he's a good guy, but we got to stop playing the good guy role. Willie Green's been here for, 5 or 6 years? We're not getting over the hump. Even when this team had a healthy Zion and Brandon Ingram and McCollum and Herb and Trey, we couldn't get over the hump with him. So to me, every time adversity strikes, like last year with all the injuries, we fell apart. And we're falling apart early this year. And we were in the first 2 games, could have easily won those games, but the last 2 have been a complete disaster. So to me, I think you got to move on from Willie Green soon. I know they're saying they're not going to do it, but I think that's bullshit. I think the way that they finish out this road trip is going to tell you a lot. He could be gone by November.
Mark said earlier, I can find a comment. Mark said earlier he doesn't think Willie Green makes it to week 10.
I don't think he does either.
Game 10,
I think unless something miracle happens, dude, in the next couple games, I don't think it happens. I think he's gone.
Nacho, what's going on with the Pelicans, man?
It's not playing to potential. There's no identity there. You got Zion, which he looks in really good shape, but he's not in shape that we see Zion dominating, bullying. I mean, there's a lot of just banging, like bull in a china shop type shit. It just gets to the rim and it gets fumbled out, or it just a lot of empty possessions. I think Willie just has to take a different approach to get the ball to Zion in more favorable positions, possibly. We got DeAndre Jordan starting the fucking game at 41 years old or whatever old he is, bro. I mean, and you got every other guy is 20 years old, and you got this 40-year-old guy that's trying to run a cart up and down and hang with these guys off the couch. You know what I'm saying? So, you ask, there's a lot. If your pieces aren't in places at the first game, and you 0-4, I mean, man, you got to turn around and look in the mirror. This team has never progressed at any point, or even went on a winning streak at any point in time. I just think I think you need to ruffle the feathers. You know what I'm saying? And Jose ain't lighting the fire no more. It ain't happening. So
yeah, I think Dave. I think that Jose Alvarado thing, I think that is something that's gone now. I don't think he brings much spark to the team. I think he's a liability, especially on offense. I don't know if there's a spot on this team for anymore. What's your thought?
No, I mean, I think you got a spot for guys like Jose, because I think he does bring energy, man. I really think. I mean, you heard the crowd the first home game. I mean, he got a great ovation, like it was 2 or 3 years ago, and we're in the playoffs. You know, he's getting that same. The crowd loves him. I think he brings an energy. Listen, is he a point guard that's going to lead you to the promised land? Absolutely not. But he's got to be like your second or third guard. Like you know what I'm saying? He's like your second guy off the bench at the guard spot. You know, you're not relying on him for a
My reference was a lot of it. Jose used to be able to come in and spark the team and to get you on a 4 to 6 or 8 point run and kind of get and it doesn't feel like that's happening with this team.
I don't think he's putting him in at the right time. I told Richie this.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of it's out of flow. You got, and it ain't that, dude. We got the players in place minus the center as of right. I mean, DeAndre Jordan is not starting for any other team in this league. Let's put it that way.
Even Misi's getting back to health. I mean, you know, I think Looney's going to make a little bit of an impact. Looney's going to be like a Jordan mentality. Like he's got a similar game to DeAndre Jordan, but he's 29 years old.
But as two Pelicans fans, why y'all not really addressing the glaring disappointment in Trey Murphy?
I mean, look, dude. I think. I mean, listen. The last couple games, he's played terribly. I mean, he looks very in between.
To me, it's scheme. If you look at Willie's on the sideline. He got his own folded with his lip hanging out. Like I think we need more of an aggressive go get him guy. You got a young car, and you got the most mellowest coach there is. You get what I'm saying? These guys are coming out of college. They didn't fucking busted nuts every fucking weekend. But you know, they looking to run it. They looking to rip and fucking run.
Pancho, you coach, but let's be honest. You can't make a guy. You got to go out there and shoot. He can't. I get Willie Green may not be the guy, but you can't.
Schemes are everything. Look at Daniel Jones. I mean, just cross reference. I mean, schemes are everything. They're just
going out there and shooting the ball.
No, but Richie, that's what Pancho's saying. What I'm telling you earlier. It's all about the offense. If he's in a spot in that offense where he's not comfortable, he's not going to produce. I mean, he was good the last couple of years. He just didn't forget how to shoot a basketball. Like Pancho's saying, it's about the scheme, about the way the offense is being run right now, and I think that's on Willie Green.
There's no identity. It's just
it's playground basketball. It's like he went and grabbed a bunch of dudes at a pickup game and said, "Here you go shoot, go rebound, go play defense."
But the players they got in there are probably one of the top 5 rosters from top to bottom on paper. You get what I'm saying?
Deep, man, it's not a talent issue. That's like
wait, what? You said top 5 what?
Roster from 1 to 12, bro.
In the NBA?
I would say bench and players, yeah, potentially, yes.
No shot.
Yeah.
Look, I'll say this.
The talent's there, bro. You got ones everywhere.
Here's my thing.
No shot.
Wherever you want to put them in
listen,
talent, you have to
every player that starts on the Pels right now could probably start for 90% of every other team out there.
Yeah.
No.
And that's unheard of. Trey Murphy starting for every other team. Herb starting for every other team. Zion starting for every other team.
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray, when he comes back, is going to start for every other team. I mean, it's
talent. Yeah, it's not. You don't have a depleted roster. This is just you don't.
Yeah, this is not the Saints. This is not this roster. And the Saints roster is 2 different things. We have what you want here. You just don't have the coach in place. I don't believe.
I disagree with that, man, because these guys will be going out there playing. I'm sorry. I don't care scheme or not.
No, but Richie, so look at the first. Okay, so go back to I watch every Pelicans game, and I'm not going to lie to you. I turned that shit off last night after like the first quarter and a half. But every other game I watched to the fullest. First 2 games, they could have easily won those games. Let's be real. It could have went either way. I thought they had Memphis beat. They didn't pull it off. But you see the same issues with Willie Green teams. This third quarter meltdown that they have, he makes these terrible substitutions. He has no fucking idea of when to call.
They got beat by 30. They got beat by 30 back to back.
No, and here's the funny thing, Richie. We want to talk about talent. There's no way anyone could lie to themselves and say that Boston Celtics roster without Porzingis, Drew Holiday, and Jason Tatum is better than this Pelicans roster. The problem is they have a great head coach. They know who they are. They out-hustled us that entire game.
Look, not just coaching. That just shows you what coaching.
Your coaching dominated that game.
Yeah, that's just coaching.
You said, but you didn't name one guy. I don't care who was on. Jaylen Brown was the best player on that court that night. I don't care who's on that court.
I'd take Zion over Jaylen Brown. In that game. Well, okay, let's whoa, Rich. Let's give it a wash.
No,
All right,
Zion didn't play. Zion didn't play.
Oh no, that's right. Zion didn't play that game.
No, that's what I'm saying. Jaylen Brown was the best NBA player on the court that night.
No, he was. But here's my thing: you still had players besides Zion. I still think the Pelicans that night had the advantage being at home. I think the talent was a little more in favor of the Pelicans, being who's ball. I mean, let's be real. Tatum out. They don't have Porzingis anymore.
Just,
you know what I mean?
Just like LeBron's out, you expect the Lakers to win, dog, and it is what it is. And that's what I'm saying. And with Zion, we have better players than the fucking Lakers. If you want to call it the way you want.
They won 2 games without Luka and LeBron.
Richie, I give the Lakers credit. I mean, they're 3-2 right now. They're off to a decent start. I would take 3-2 over 0-4. Trust me.
I mean, they didn't beat scrub teams.
No,
listen. I still think the Lakers got a long way to go. I'm not even putting them like that. But what I'm saying,
it's too early.
What I'm saying like this. I'm talking about if you want to get on the level as OKC. These teams are far off, man.
No, but Richie, here's my thing. No, they can be, but I mean, they may be, but I don't think they're that far off in terms of who's on the roster. Like Poncho's saying, remember the Pelicans. What was the year? Remember, we took Chris Paul and Monty Williams, that Suns team that appeared to be like an ascending team. They were one of the top teams that year. We took them to 7 games in the first round in an awesome playoff series. You did that without Zion Williamson that year. That was with the other guys. So I think they tried to put. I mean, Zion's had pieces around him.
To me,
he's been the problem with the injury. I mean, and Willie Green can't get us over the hump.
I understand it's a small lineup, but to me, I think they should be playing 3 guards. That's just me.
But at this point, listen. So this is what's happening. So we don't have a fucking center at all. We don't have a dominant center. We don't have a center that can dominate. So what happens is you got Zion, who's the fucking monster in the ball, and he's taking on essentially the 4 and the 5 when he goes to the hole because there's no respectable center in sight that we have. So if and when we get a center, we thought Looney would be the guy. Messi is, we thought Jackson Hayes was going to be the guy. Like, you need a center to take the 5 off of the heat off of Zion. Because right now, Zion backs down. He's got 2, if not 3 guys on him.
And you had one. You had Jonas Valanciunas, and they kept feeling this need to go run and try to be Golden State like all these teams were copying. And now, look, teams are playing more half-court basketball all of a sudden because they realize everybody can't be Golden State and play with that pace.
I mean, at one time we had Steve Adams, Jonas.
You had Jonas Valanciunas. I mean, I feel like Zion, like right now, when Zion goes in the paint, like last night from what I saw a few times, like you said, what are the defenders going to do, Poncho? No one's respecting DeAndre Jordan 5 feet away from the rim. No, they're daring him to shoot the ball because he can't shoot at all. Like Jonas would be able to step back and take that shot or hit that open little,
Shaq shoots a better shot than DeAndre Jordan. That's how bad the shots are. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, DeAndre Jordan's a terrible
and that's what. And listen, you just brought it up a little while ago, and that's what's helped the Lakers because the Lakers was terrible at center last year. And I'm not saying Aiden is this great center, but we know the man can shoot. You're not gonna leave him wide open; he'll make a shot. You can't do that with the Pelican centers right now. We got a center.
No, I mean, I agree. You can't. You had, like I said, you got to find a way. Look, Yves Messi's he's a very young guy. You can let him develop. I think he's a very good defender and rebounder, but he's not an offensive weapon. You got to do something like what Minnesota has. They got Rudy Gobert and Naz Reid. You've got to find like a middle of the road center in maybe a month or so. If somebody wants to trade. You got to try to nab a guy like that. They need somebody that can step out.
It's not Ricky. This team is assembled to make a run. This isn't the Pels team isn't a team that, maybe next year we're going to be better. I mean, the pieces are in place as of right now, with the youngest piece being Fears being at the helm, leading the team.
I'm not sure about that when you got 2 guys in Queen and Fears that you're relying on right now. That's not a good
you're in win now mode, though.
I do like putting them into the mix. I think Joe Dumars is behind that because Willie Green never liked to play as rookies that much. I think this is all Joe Dumars telling Willie Green, your ass has got to play these 2 guys because I love what I'm seeing. Look, Fears kind of tapered off the last 2 games, but I think the kid's got something, dude. And I think Derek Queen, same thing, man. I'll let them make
it's plus the NBA pressure of pressuring Fears. I think that even with Morant, he did handle Morant. But when it comes to crunch time, it's hard to put. So that could be another spot. I think hopefully when Murray comes back, you'll see something better there.
Yeah.
you know, and have Fears come off the bench and not Jose.
He's a rookie. He's a kid. That's what I'm saying.
And I get,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm trying to say. I think we're more of a win now than we've been in the last 2 or 3 years.
I mean, and that's the weird thing. I'm glad you said that, Pancho. I mean, Richie, you know, we talk about that. The Pelicans are unique because, like you said, they have a talent. They have a roster to get into the playoffs. But the DeJounte Murray thing is like an elephant in the room because you know he's going to be back. How do you, like, you know, negotiate this roster at that point? Where do you get playing time? Who gets playing time? Who gets bench time?
I mean, size. You got size. Once Murray comes back, you got size everywhere. You get what I'm saying?
No, you do. I mean, they do. And they got to figure out some things. I mean, but to me, this is the problem with Willie Green. Like you just said about Jeremiah Fears, the first 2 games. I can't think who we played the second game, but we played Memphis the first game. He was owning at times John Morant, who's one of the best guards in the league. Spurs. Yeah, I mean, he was playing out of his mind. But look what happened. This is where coaching comes into play. Joe Mazzulla with the Celtics, he's already won a championship there. He's one of the best coaches in the league.
Listen, I mean,
he shut down Jeremiah Fears. He had a perfect game plan on how to handle a rookie point guard.
I think
you don't have that with Willie.
Listen, I think the Oilmen just set it up. They just said it perfectly. How many next years are there in NOLA sports?
No,
and that's what I'm saying.
Saints, you have to say that, but the Pelicans, I want to see something more bold. That's why I'm saying to fire Willie Green, get Mike Malone or get Tom Thibodeau in here because you need to make this has to happen now. You can't be 1-10. You got to do this shit. If we come over
the problem I have is this.
Listen,
I'm not gonna stay away. I always root for my hometown, other than when they played my Lakers. I don't care what nobody says. I grew up with the Lakers fan, just like y'all grew up Cubs fans. I'm always gonna be a Lakers fan.
Look,
my thing is this. And this
one was a winner and one was a loser, but there was a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, this is
the Cubs won so many World Series. I just had to love him as a kid.
This is love him or hate him. The way you see an organization, I grew up seeing the organization ran, when the Lakers were really good, and to see how the Pelicans are being run by whoever it is, Mickey Loomis, whatever, it's just tragic, man. Because like y'all said, there's this town.
Well, listen.
When the Pelicans are winning, dude, they are loved by this.
Listen, I'm gonna say this right now. I say the Pels. I don't think it's from the lack of not signing or drafting the right players, because we've had some of the best pieces in the country come through New Orleans. CP3, Brandon Ingram, Anthony Davis, PJ West. David West. We had some pretty good talent that came. Came through here.
More than anything, Richie, the front office has been the problem, just like right now.
I
think a lot of it could be on the coaching. I think with Byron.
But Pancho, hear me out. I think they finally got it right. I was trying to finish. I was letting you know. I'm giving you props. I think they finally got it right in bringing in a hometown guy in Joe Dumars, who's gonna, I think, get it right. He's a no-nonsense guy. He comes from a program with the Pistons who knows how to win. They know how to win.
Joe Dumars. No, Richie, Pancho. Joe Dumars is the man. I love that. I finally feel for the first time you have the right guy running. David Griffin, I had hopes for him. But, I mean, let's go back to – remember this team what we did with the Eric Gordon debacle? Remember with the Omer Asik signing where you had to give up a future first-round pick just to get rid of his terrible-ass contract? I mean, there were so many bad things. The Emeka Okafor, Tyson Chandler trade. We like Ponch said, they had great players that came into this town, but the front office has always screwed it up. And then the Zion injury bug thing, and then, like you said, take it to the coaches. We fired Monty Williams when we shouldn't have at that point. And Alvin Gentry was a joke. Willie Green looks like he's about to be fired. You know what I'm saying?
So let's go. So we got 2 different franchises here. We got the Saints franchise, which is all old mixed with a few young pieces. And here with the Pels, we got all young pieces with rarely one old piece. But the talent from here and the Pels, if you go max player for player, man, they can hang with anybody in this league. But coaches have an identity, and I think maybe a Thibodeau, as much as I don't, the defense might lack a little.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Pancho. You
need a fiery guy that's gonna go in there.
I love my NBA, and I follow a lot of it. I'm telling you, Thibodeau is a bad fit for Zion.
That's why I say Mike Malone. Mike Malone, remember this. Mike Malone knows the area. He was an assistant here when Chris Paul was here. Chris Paul always said Mike Malone was going to make a great coach someday.
Listen, I'm going to say this.
Look what he did. He won a championship with the Nuggets.
Listen, I'm going to say this, and I don't want this to be.
Hey, guys, I got to go. I'm going to go real quick.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. All right, Pancho, thank you, bro. So Dave,
Yeah.
Pancho, you know Pancho, man. So listen, this is what I say about it, Dave. I think the Pelicans players have tuned Willie Green out. I really do.
I think something weird is happening, man, and I don't know what it is, but I hate to say it, I think it's like he's a nice guy. They like him as a person, but it's like, man,
Yeah.
y'all know what? We never going to win like this. You know what I'm
Not.
saying? I think you need to do this now. Mike Malone is probably sitting there working for ESPN, and he's saying, hey, dude, if I come to this team, I'm looking at Zion Williamson, Jordan Poole, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen. I'm getting DeJounte Murray back soon enough. Sadiq Bey's there. This is not, like Pancho said, the talent with the Saints is a problem. The Pelicans have talent. The coaching with the Saints, I think, is fine. The coaching with the Pelicans is all wrong. But here's the only problem. The elephant in the room, dude, is James Borrego is a guy that a lot of people talk about, the current assistant for the Pelicans. I could see a situation where they just go in-house because here's my thing. If you bring Mike Malone in, let's be real. Like, you're at a job, Richie, and you're the next guy up, you feel in your mind if something happens to the boss and somebody comes in from out of nowhere, even though Mike Malone's a big name, I think there could be some drama there that you're adding to the mix. So Borrego may be the next man up. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. I don't know. Maybe it will. But I would love a situation. I think if you went to Mike Malone, Richie, you would have to cut the entire staff. I think you'd have to axe most of the staff. Or you'd have to at least get rid of Borrego, knowing that he was the guy probably in line for a coaching job soon. You know what I mean? If you don't think he's the guy, Joe Dumars has to cut most of that stuff.
So, Dave, I just want to dive into this real quick before we get out of here because I did tell people we talk about it. The firing of Brian Kelly. I know you don't follow too much of college football, especially with everything going on right now. Your thoughts on that? Do you think it was I think it was a fair firing. I think if you remember when he was hired, I came on this show. I remember from Brian Kelly back in the days from Notre Dame and otherwise, and I said the guy was never a winner anyway he went. I'm sorry, he's never won the big games. He was so terrible against top-ranked teams, and I just think he was never going to fill that, that void that LSU needed. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, man. Look, dude, I'm not an LSU fan, and I know, I grew up watching LSU sports, dude. I grew up watching LSU baseball and basketball when that was the king of the program. The football team took a back seat years ago, and people forget that. But you had Ogeron recently with that team in 19 that was just star-studded with Joe Burrow and Chase and those guys. And after that, like you said, you had that taste of success. You won a national title there. And, LSU fans have expectations, So you go to, like you said, a guy in Brian Kelly, to me, who's a middle-of-the-pack at best coach, but you pay him this extraordinary amount of money. And let's be real, he's not like we said, middle-of-the-pack coach. He's not a great recruiter. And
never has been.
I think you're losing all these players to all these like the Alabamas of the world and Tennessee and Georgia and Ole Miss and everybody else. Look at Ole Miss. I mean, they're getting better. There's other teams nearby getting better. So to me, dude, I don't think Brian Kelly was ever a great choice. I mean, Ogeron, let's be real. There was other stuff that came into play probably while he was gone. But I think Brian Kelly was a bad hire. I mean, they got to – I'd like to see what this interim guy does. Let's see how this guy, how the team rallies behind him. Let's see how they finish.
Good local guy. I met him several
Maybe
times.
there is.
I know Wilson very close. Very, very local guy. He coached high school football.
Who's that now?
Frank Wilson.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So and that's the thing. You can tell me more, but I don't know a lot about Frank. But, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you like this guy. I mean, he seems like a solid football guy.
He is, unfortunately. I don't know if he's ready. They may try to give him an opportunity. The rumor is they're going to probably try to go after Lane Kiffin.
I hear that too, yeah.
And I think he's a hot commodity right now. Will Lane leave Ole Miss? I think Ole Miss will match the money, so it's going to be hard to get him from there. There's also rumors about bringing Nick Saban back. I think Nick Saban is just outdated now. I guess
I can't see. I mean, I think I don't know, man. Does Nick Saban do with Bell? I mean, if Nick Saban had like a 21-year-old girlfriend, maybe he would come back. But I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't see him coming back. I think the Kiffin thing may make sense, but then again, who's to say he wants to leave Ole Miss?
Listen, I said this and I threw this in the hat. Young, up and coming. I think they should take a shot at Joe Brady in Buffalo. Bring him back. He was a coordinator for LSU. He's a young guy. He can recruit.
That's smart, dude.
I think that's a good choice to do.
Nobody and not a lot of people are saying that in these chats, but I think that's a good. I think that would be at the top of the list, honestly. So, you know what I mean?
All right, Dave, we're gonna get out of here, man.
All right, dude. Some football coming on.
Thank y'all for joining us, man. We'll see you.